people are struggling and looking for answers. God has given you the solution and has called you to leadership. Now it's time to grow and prepare while learning how to use your gifts. Jamal is an experienced leader that uses his gifts to lead change. Now he's sharing what he's learned with you so you can fulfill your leadership assignment. Prepare to be ignited, to lead like a champion. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Igniting Champion Leaders Live. I am your host, Jamal Maxim, igniter of champion leaders. It is my assignment to ignite believers called to leadership in their ability to lead and operate in their gifting so that they can fulfill their assignments from God in the place they are called to lead. And so it doesn't matter if you're leading in a school or you're leading your business or you're leading in a worship fellowship. If you have been called to leadership, you've been anointed to do it. And God wants me to help you and has sent me to help you develop your ability to lead. And so you can also see how using your gifting is an essential factor in the fulfillment of your leadership assignment. And so for those of you watching online, thank you so much. Regardless of the platform you are on, I'm excited and I am honored that you are here watching this with me, whether it's live or on the replay. And I want to let you know to go ahead and comment, like, share this video so that you can engage with me with the comments, so that you can come back to it while it's available, and you can share it with those whom you know will be it will be a blessing too. And so I want to make sure that as you are watching on the various platforms, if you're watching me on YouTube, give me a follow and a subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you know every time that I'm live. If you're watching me on Facebook or LinkedIn, go ahead and just give me a follow. If you're watching on my website, thank you so much. Check out all the other resources that are available there on the website. And so let's get into it. We're going to get into it. And of course, I want to acknowledge the VIP that's in the Igniting Champion Leaders Club listening live or on the replay on Clubhouse, because those are the people. Now, if you're not connected with me on Clubhouse, you definitely want to do that, because after I end the video, we get into a live discussion. That's a great opportunity to interact with me in real time so I can hear your thoughts about what we're sharing and discussing, hear your experience, glean from your wisdom as well as we talk about leadership. We talk about, the kingdom of God and leading from a kingdom perspective, which encompasses a lot. And so today we're talking about authentic leadership. And now authentic leadership is a buzzword right now. A lot of people are buzzing with the buzzword of authentic leadership, and they're saying you need to be yourself and all these things, which is true, but there is an aspect of authentic leadership that goes deeper than that. There are multiple approaches to authentic leadership based upon the research, and I won't get into that today simply because of our time. But one of the things you need to recognize is that a lot of people, in the name of being authentic and genuine and being themselves, they engage in things that are not right. They promote agendas because of lifestyle choices, and they stick, or they try to promote a particular lifestyle choice in the name of being authentic and people being themselves and being free. And so here's the thing: true authenticity as a person and as a believer and as a leader is this: it is you being who God has created you to be and having the expression God has created you to have, using your personality, your gifts, your skills, your talents, and all of your ability in order to enhance your leadership in your act of serving people that you are called to lead. Because leadership is serving others. It is not about people serving you. It is about you serving others in such a way that they are able to fulfill their assignment and recognize their full potential and fulfill, like I said, their assignment or their destiny. Leadership is more than let me get somebody to do something so we can produce this result. Yes, it's influencing people to accomplish the vision. That's how I define leadership, but it's bigger than the actual result. It's about really people becoming who they are and who they are created to be and being confident in themselves in order to do it. Because when you're leading people, sometimes people will be with you for a long period of time, or sometimes they'll be with you for a short period of time, which is why you have to hold people loosely, per se. You can't try to own people, act like they can't leave, act like they can't do anything without you or your organization, because that's not why you were in their lives. Every person that you are sent to as a leader is a gift. See, leadership is multidimensional in terms of gifts. You first, well, let me say it like this: the leadership assignment is a gift from God, meaning that you were chosen to be a leader before you were born. You know, a lot of people say, are leaders born or made? I would tell you that leaders are chosen, and they were chosen by God first, and then they have to be chosen by people as you develop your ability to influence. So that is a gift. And then as a leader, you have been given a gift of leadership. You will hear me say that leadership is an art, a science, as well as a gift. Now, and then the people who choose to follow you, because remember, a lot of people will tell you, and a lot of there's a misconception in leadership that says that if you do these XYZ things, people will automatically follow you. And that goes into the science of leadership and the principles of leadership. But the thing you have to recognize is leadership, in terms of those people who are following you, it is an act of will and is based on their permission. People must willingly choose to follow you and must give you permission to lead them, regardless of where you are or what you're doing. And when people, and in a workplace scenario, and people don't really want to give you permission to follow you, they simply do it because they have to, which is the lowest form of leadership that John Maxwell talks about, which is positional, meaning they follow you because they have to, simply because you have the title, and they know that their job is impacted by if they follow you or not, or if they cooperate or not. And so, but that's the lowest form of leadership. The highest form is when people follow you because of who you are, which is why it's important that you be authentically you in the way that you have been designed, because people will follow and give you permission to lead them when they know you, not know all your business, but when they actually get to know you for who you are. And the only way they can do that is when you're authentically you, and authentic because of their interaction. So let me get into some of this other content. And so the people you serve through your leadership are gifts that must be nurtured. And so, anybody who follows you that you're leading directly, as well as the people who are impacted by your leadership, meaning those who are served through the vision of the place you're leading, they are gifts, because each person is a gift, and you must see them as a gift that you have the ability to influence them. You can't see them as just a number, on your social media account, because we're in this age where everybody has followers because of social media. You can't just see them as an outcome. Oh, they do this and they can be replaced. And so, yes, people can be replaced in terms of positioning, but in terms of them being who they are, they cannot. Because there's only one of each person in the world, and there's no one else like each person in the world. Even if they are twins, they are still unique, even though they may have physical features that are exactly the same. And because each person is unique, they are a gift, and you must recognize that they are a gift, and you must appreciate and honor them for just being a person and a gift, irregardless of what they produce or choose not to produce. So you want to recognize that people are a gift. And I want you to understand that you also are a gift. You have been given as a gift to people in order to help them walk out their full potential and in order to ensure the vision becomes a reality that benefits everybody. So you must recognize that not only is leadership a gift, the calling of leadership is a gift. The ability to lead is a gift. And the calling of leadership and the ability to lead are gifts that are given to you. Followers are gifts that are given to you. And now, in exchange, you have been given as the gift to those who choose to follow you and to the place you are assigned to lead. And it's important that you really realize that, because you have to recognize, in order to be authentic, you must recognize not only are you gifted, but you have been given as a gift. And so, in order to fulfill your leadership assignment, you must recognize that you being in the lives of those you are leading has a bigger purpose. And so here's the thing. Let's talk a little bit about authenticity, because authentic leaders, true authentic leadership, they have a genuine desire to serve other people. They know themselves and they feel free to lead from their core values. Now, that's taken from some educational research that was cited in a book that talks about leadership theory. I'll say that part again. Authentic leaders have a genuine desire to serve others. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, I'm authentic in my leadership. But if there isn't a genuine desire to serve other people, then that person is missing something in relation to truly being an authentic leader. See, a lot of people believe authentic leadership is just being themselves, but there's more. You have to have a genuine desire to serve other people. And you have to not only know yourself, but you have to be free enough to lead from your core values. And this is why I said last week that when as gatekeepers, what we believe and the values we hold will impact the culture of the place we're leading, and it will prevent foolishness from entering the culture, as well as allow a greater expression through the culture. And so you have to know your core values and where you stand in terms of your leadership, which is why I talk a lot about leading from purpose. Now, research calls that spiritual leadership. I call it faith leadership, leading from faith, because you have to recognize that once you know purpose, then you lead from that place. Now, here's the next thing about authentic leadership. When tested, and we all go through tests as a leader. Trust me, if you haven't been tested, you will. And you'll be tested multiple times. But when you are tested as a leader with difficult or in difficult situations, authentic leaders, they do not compromise their values, but they use those situations to strengthen their values. That's deep. I'm going to say it again. Authentic leaders, when tested in a difficult situation, they do not compromise their values, but they use those situations to strengthen those values. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times, soft serve leaders will compromise because they're afraid of confrontation. They were compromised under the guise of equality and diversity and inclusion. And you have to be extremely careful to really define and understand what diversity, equity, and inclusion really is, because some people try to come into places with a hidden agenda under the guise of diversity, equity, inclusion. Because being diverse and being equitable is about treating people fairly and allowing them to be who they are. It is not promoting their agenda. And you have to be very clear on that, because there's a school district in Phoenix that engaged in what I would call discriminatory practices by not allowing certain students that come from a Christian school to be in their district because of their beliefs of their definition of marriage and their definition of gender. Now, this is not equitable, but in the name of inclusion, they are excluding someone. And so that example shows you right there how things can be twisted and manipulated And as a leader, you have to be very careful when these things are trying to occur on your watch so you can stand confidently against these things, because people have agendas. People have, and I'm not saying people, but I'm just saying like this. Some people have agendas to promote their own thing. And you have to recognize, as the leader, your responsibility is to lead according to who you are and your values and your purpose and your assignment. And you cannot allow agendas to filter in, to contaminate the assignment and to contaminate what you're doing. Because remember, you are on assignment as a gift to those that you serve. You are the gift. You were given to the people to help them realize their full potential. Now, in authenticity, you have to recognize the gifts and the talents that you have were given to you as an asset for your leadership to enhance your ability to lead. You cannot compartmentalize your gifting, your talents, your abilities. You have to use them to enhance the leadership experience that other people are having when they interact with you. If you dial down your values, if you dial down your gifting, if you dial down leading from your faith and your gift and hearing the voice of God in your leadership, people will not get what they're supposed to get from you. And so now, if you are judgmental in your leadership and religious in your leadership because you're a person of faith, people will still not get what they're supposed to get from you. You have to be authentic to who you are and authentic to how you were created to be, and allow that expression to come forth. Because here's the thing, everybody is expressing what they feel and what they believe and what they think. And as a believer, you should be able to do the same thing. You shouldn't shy away from being who you are. And so you have to remember the gifts and the talents that are in you are for the purposes of serving people through your leadership, and you were sent to them. Let me give you two biblical examples, because I talk about leadership from various standpoints, but the main one is from a place of faith, because who you are and what you believe is going to come out in your leadership regardless of how you try to contain it. You know, some people will lead and talk about the universe. I choose to talk about the creator of the universe, who is God. And so let me show you some biblical example about the gifting. In Proverbs 18 and 16. No, not, I'm sorry, this is Ephesians. That was wrongly. So in Ephesians 4, verse 8, it says this. Therefore it says, when he ascended, talking about Jesus ascending after he was crucified and died, he went to hell, and then he was resurrected. And after he resurrected, he ascended. So it says, therefore it says, when he ascended on high, he led captive a host or army of captives, and he gave gifts to men. Now, this is saying when Jesus ascended, there were people or a captive that he led free and took them with him in the ascension. But while he was ascending, it says he gave gifts to men. Now, we think about that in terms of spiritual gifting and things like that. And those of you who are believers, you already know, in this chapter, what it's talking about in reference to what people call in the church the fivefold ministry gifts. But let me check this out in verse 11, because I want to make a very specific point. It says, and he gave some as apostles, and some as prophets, some as evangelists, and some as pastors and teachers. Now, what I am not saying is that every believer is called to the office, one of those offices that I just read, because there's a lot of foolishness out there and people are teaching that everybody is called to that. No, everybody participates in the work of those offices, but you might not be called to those offices. Now, the point I'm making is this, as I end the video portion. As a believer that has been called to leadership, notice the language in Ephesians 4 and 11. It says he gave some as. Other translation says some to be. meaning that people called to those offices are the gifts that Jesus gave during his ascension. Now, if apostles and prophets can be given, if people can be given as a gift, who are called to the prophet and pastors and things like that, you in your leadership assignment in your school or in your business, you have also been given as a gift, because people, this scripture shows that people were born as a gift for other people's maturity. Because when you keep reading in Ephesians, it talks about equipping the saints and things like that, really to mature people so they could fulfill their destiny. So as a leader, you have been given as the gift to help mature people and to help people fulfill their ultimate destiny and live up to their full potential. So, in order to be the gift that you have been born to be, you have to recognize that every experience you had can work towards your good to help somebody else, that every gift and talent you have is been given to you and designed for you to help someone else, as well as everything you have learned. So your degree choice, your job experiences, every piece of information that you have learned was not for nothing, but it was to enhance your ability to lead so that you can have a better interaction with those you are called to lead. And you have to allow yourself, you have to give yourself the permission to be you and to use those gifts, talents, abilities, and experiences to enhance your leadership so that those who you are a gift to can benefit from being connected to you. All right, so with that, I'm gonna end the video portion. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, in order to be truly authentic, you have to recognize that you are the gift so you can step into your authenticity. Now, of course, I can go deeper, and I do go deeper in my mentorship and in the community that I facilitate about authentic leadership and the characteristics of authentic leadership and the research behind it, as well as the faith process behind being authentic. And so you want to know more, you want to get mentorship from me, I invite you to join my community. It is called Champion University. Champion University is not a program, it's a community and it houses teachings that I do on leadership, teachings that I do exposing spiritualism that's trying to infiltrate the leadership circles, as well as helping you lead from a place of faith. Now, some people want to join because they simply want to learn leadership, but I'm telling you, it's important to benefit from all three of those areas of leadership, because so many people are trying to tell you self-care is getting energy work done and all of that, which is not good. But also, you have to lead. In order to be authentic, you want to make sure you are leading from your faith, and how your faith impacts your ability to lead is essential. So you want to be able to learn how those connect and how you could do it in a way that's not judgmental or dogmatic, because we've seen enough of that. And so I invite you to be a part of the community, Champion University. Get mentorship from me. Take classes as you desire to, because you don't have to take a class in order to be a part of the community or to be in the mentorship. And so for more information, you can just reach out to me. You can send me a DM on whatever platform you're watching, or you can go directly to jamalmaxim.org/cu and be a part of the community, because there are mentorship strategy sessions and then courses that's going to help you. And one of the main things that I help you do is I help you understand the concepts of divine guidance and hearing the voice of God as you lead, because the problems that you may face as a leader, there hasn't been research before and it hasn't been seen before. And so you got to be clear on what God is saying to you in your assignment. All right, so thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate everyone watching, everyone who's watching me for the first time, or those of you who consistently follow me. I really appreciate you. I look forward to opportunities to nurturing, to mentoring, and to speaking, to the audiences and the events that you host. So reach out to me, be a part of the community, or reach out to me and bring me to your event, and I will be glad to ignite your people in their leadership and in their gifting. All right, so that's it. I want you to remember, it is my prayer for you that you be successful and you lead like a champion. Bye bye.